Yo guys, welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Today we are here with UFRL, round number 12 here at Albert Park in Australia, one of my favourite tracks on the F1 game. And you may be able to tell, we are watching my teammates qualifying, and you may see that I'm down in 17th. That is because I have a quali ban, so we're going to have to do it last to first today, which is difficult enough. But I've luckily managed to choose that I can do it on a track that I like. I got
How much you got?
the ability to choose a good track. A lot of people didn't,
Right,
but I
that's-
luckily had it land on Australia.
you needed like a six
And
then.
today I'm very confident that I'll be able to get a good result. And my teammate is up in P3, which is great for him, so he's already got a great start. You see the rainy qualifying, but it is not actually a rainy race, thank God. That would have went horribly. I am not very good in the rain on this game. And if you hear any like static in the background right now, my mic was playing up going into the race, but it does actually go away as soon as the race starts, which is actually right now. No qualifying to do. We're straight into the race, and we are at the back. 5 red lights, and away we go. We get a solid start. Actually, we don't. But up ahead, Viva gets an even worse start, so it's completely fine. Mr. P and Bam are going side by side. We're just trying to keep our wing in the first corner. There's some contact on our left, and we take it very easily through turns 1 and 2. But we use all our battery, and we need to try and get past Mr. Poem because he is the driver that will give us the most grief in these opening laps. But we easily dispatch of him, and then also chuck it out the inside of Bazil in front as well. And we already catch up to P12 from starting 17th, and he's going really slowly. I know I really have to get past him because he is already slowing me down. We're just biding our time though. We're not going to rush it into any stupid corners, and we're going to burn the battery. We're going to go around the outside and swoop round, and he won't put up too much of a fight. And that's us up to P12 in the first half of the lap, which is an absolutely incredible start. I couldn't have asked for much better. Going through the fast S's now. Up ahead, Coffee's going a little bit slow. Merckx is looking like he's going to get a free run at him. We're going to try and follow him through. Going to give a little look to the inside, see if it forces Coffee into a mistake. He goes a little bit deep, but then we have a little snap of oversteer. And we just have to sit behind for the moment. Coffee gets a really poor run, so we're actually going to go and use our momentum and dive up the inside, making a very nice move, capitalizing on the driver's mistake. And we get through, and we're already right next to the proper points-paying positions, if it is in real F1. But this is where the points start to get serious. We're just going to need to sit behind Merckx, and we're already going to try and line up a move. We're going to get an absolutely amazing exit, and we're going to use some momentum that we have, and we're going to burn more battery. We're going to go for a little half move up the inside, but Merckx goes right into the back of Rusted Bolt, and it ends up being a very free position. See, my aura just forced him into the mistake, and we're already into P10 on the beginning of lap 2. Absolutely massive. And up ahead, my teammate isn't doing too badly himself. He's still in P3. We're at the fastest first sector. And up ahead, you can see it's such a swarm. There's such a gaggle of cars. And it's putting a risk at a chance for us to fight for the podium here. Because if these lot crash and then lose DRS, we're in a bad position. But we're going to go around the outside of Bolt. We see Bolt going for a move, and he takes out Iceman. So we just move to the outside. We overtake him. Birds went off. He's one of the main contenders for the win today. He's went off and fallen behind him. So now we're up into P7. And up ahead, Pucci is going side by side with Mano. They're holding each other up. And we can see P1. It's been 2 laps and we are right there. We're within 2-3 seconds of P1, which is our teammate. He's managed to make some moves, and he is having a great race so far. We're not even cutting that far ahead. We're cutting to the end of lap number 3. Up ahead, Mano goes side by side with Matthias. They're having a horrible battle up there. Lynx goes wide, forces Dex short. We're going to go for a move up the inside. It's kind of a half move because we have to. And we're just going to end up falling back into place because there wasn't really a move there. Deck is going to make a move on his Haas teammate, Lynx. And we're going to try and follow him through. We're burning our battery. We're trying to follow Deck through, but we realize he's just going to box us in. So we just hang back and we try and focus on getting a better exit, which we do because Deck had a compromised line into turn 1. Going to burn some battery. Going to try and look to the outside. The gap's not really there. We sit behind. Up ahead, Manos went off, and he's coming right back onto the track. It's going to be really close, and we just managed to avoid him. We just about. He ended up picking up wing damage, so that is another contender for the win. He's got a major setback, and he's going to have a lot to do to get back into this race. But we had to take very avoiding action. We actually made contact with Lynx on the outside just so we weren't spun out. But we did manage to navigate that really well. And we're lucky to still be facing the right way. And we're into P6 now, lap 4. We've made 11 positions. Lynx is having a horrible S section, and we're just going to capitalise. We're just going to burn the battery. We're going to just easily swoop by. And we're actually on no battery now, which isn't ideal. But up ahead, Pucci and Deck making contact. They're banging wheels. Deck's been pushed off. Pucci's ended up conceding the position. We're going to try and go around the outside, but the gap's not really there. We back off, just so we're not put in the gravel by Pucci. We back off. The move wasn't really there. We just needed to be there to see if it would happen, and it didn't, unfortunately, which is completely fine. Moving on to lap 6, already back up to 50% battery. We've been on the charge for the last lap or so. We force Pucci to go a little bit deep. We try and make a move. We try and go side by side. He defends the inside. We line up the switchback, and we get round him. He's going to stay side by side into the next corner, but we leave him the space, and we are up into P4. And P2 and 3 are right there. My teammate in P1, he is blasted off into the distance. He has broken DRS by 3 seconds. And this is absolutely massive. Bird is attacking us now, so we're kind of forced into move. We're going side by side with Matthias through the S section. We don't really want to be here, so we back out of the move. We just kind of had to attack to defend from Bird, who has recovered from his earlier running in the gravel. And he is very much still a contender for the win today. Incredibly fast driver, but it's nothing we can't deal with. Matthias actually picks up a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure if that was just on that corner or if that happened a bit earlier. But that is absolutely massive because Matthias, also a favourite to win this race, he's going for a move into turn 1 on Deck. We try and line up a better exit because we know Deck's going to be a bit compromised by Matthias. We get an absolutely outrageous exit, and we've got battery to burn. We're just going to use it. We're going to go around the outside. He backs off a little bit. We're still going to leave him the space, and we're already up into the podium positions. Our teammate 3 seconds up the road, doing an incredible job. And this is suddenly, from being last on the grid, it's looking like we're going to be in a great position for the win today.
I'm not happy with boxing.
Probably 12.
Same as me.
And if you want to go 12, I'll go next, because I'll get held.
Sound. Matthias is catching. In terms of the boxes, let me know.
You just go this one, Matthias is fine.
Yeah, I'm going to go this one.
Me and my teammate, we turn up the volume a little bit. He's going to box this lap. We were talking about what lap we were going to box. And Bird actually boxed on lap 9, so he's got a 2-lap undercut on both me and my teammate right now. We're going to stay out another lap because our tyres have been managed very well. Bird has come out behind our teammate, which means the undercut hasn't actually worked for him. It has worked, but it's not a 3-second undercut, so he's been very good to stay ahead of him. And because this is now our box lap, we managed our tyres well. We're going to go for a move around the outside of Matthias, use all our remaining battery, because we will not be needing it for the rest of the lap. We just want to have a very good in lap to try and cover off Bird, and hopefully come out in tandem with our teammate, and we will be in a great position to win this race. Going to box now, lap 12. Bazil also got 3 seconds. He's not really a factor for this race, but he's on the hards, and Viva is also still on the hards. And they're from the back of the grid, and they are probably going to stay out, which means that later on in this race we might have a run-in, and we might be getting held up. But you can see on the exit, it's actually going to be really close. We're coming out just behind our teammate, and we're going to have to take very avoiding action. We get so close to contact with the Bird. Just how bad this Australia pit exit is. We nearly make contact, but that has actually worked really well for our teammate, who has managed to break DRS, which is just because Bird had to take avoiding action from me exiting the pit lane. There's nowhere I could have went. I just did well to slow it down enough to not end up making contact. But later on in the lap, we are going to go for a move. We're going to have a little look, going to use some of our battery, and we're going to move it to the outside. We actually lose the back end a little bit, and I nearly put it into the wall, going in a straight line, which would have been horrible. I would have been kicking myself for probably the rest of my races if I actually put it in the wall there. But luckily we managed to save it, which was a very scary moment. I just thought I would have had the grip, but I didn't. And up ahead you can see our teammate has caught up to the back markers of Bazil and Viva, who are extending their stint, and they're going to be holding up us up a lot. We need to make a lot of time on Matthias and Deck, who are going for a massive overcut. And you can see Bad, we're going around the outside, we're getting held up a little bit. Bird's not quite finding a way through just yet. but he gets a good run. He's going to go for the move into the fast right left, which you don't really want to go for a move in. We nearly make contact with Viva, but we managed to get around, and now this has put us in a great position to go for a big momentum run on Bird and use all our battery. You can see he's flashing, so we're just going to go to the outside. We're going to breeze by, and hopefully we're going to go for a move on Bazil on the next straight. You can see he's going so slow. We have to back up a little bit, forcing us back into Bird. But we are going to go and use all our battery now, because if we don't make this move, we will lose so much time. And we move up into P4, provisional P2. And behind, Bird's actually spun. Bird has lost it. And now it's suddenly looking like it's a two-way run for the win with myself and Bad Boy, because the gap to Deck and Matthias is around 13.5 seconds. And the gap and the time lost in the pits is around 20. So if they were to box now, they'd come out about 6, 7 seconds behind us. And they decided to not pit. They haven't pit yet. And the gap is now down to 12.3 seconds. And it's now time for me and my teammate to work together and DRS swap as often as we can to gain as much time as we can and have a very comfortable 1-2 in this race. Moving up 2 laps ahead, the gap is now dropped to less than 10 seconds between Matthias, Deck and us, which is absolutely huge. The undercut is working incredibly right now. Matthias is now into the box. Deck decides to go one more, but now we're going to see where Matthias comes out. He's going to have the freshest tyres out of everyone on the grid, apart from Deck when he boxes, but the overcut is pretty big on this game, but so is the undercut. It really does work either way. He comes out in 4th, but you look in the mini-map, he's actually not in 4th, and he comes out behind 3 cars of traffic, which is absolutely massive for us. And he's not dispatched of them just yet. I know it's the same lap, but still, he's still trying to warm up his tyres. And he might even be out of DRS of the cars. But you can see, me and my teammate, just going to bounce back and forth. We're not really in any threat from the cars behind, because all 3 of them have 3-second penalties, and Matthias is 8.5 seconds behind. So even if he did catch up, he's basically got to gain around 11.5 seconds to get anything from us, which isn't going to happen in 7 laps. So you can just see we're just swapping. Deck and Matthias are now back next to each other, but they're just too far behind. Deck doesn't even have DRS on Matthias, so they can't work together. You can see Matthias is closing in around a second a lap at this point, but it really just won't be enough. As long as we keep swapping our position, it won't be enough, and we will have this win wrapped up pretty easily. On to lap 26 now, and this is where it all goes a bit downhill. This
Are you
is
fucking
VSC,
joking?
no, it's VSC. Just don't speed. We can afford to lose time. We're not speeding. Fuck off.
No! What do we do?
Right off. I don't know. Box. No, we box. They've all got pens. We've got a gap. So the next train will be after box.
You sure?
Yeah. 2 box.
I don't know, man. Is it worth it, bro? 1 lap?
I feel like they're gonna box. I don't know, bro. Fuck, man.
Why, man?
Why? We didn't need this. It was so free. I don't know.
But what do we do?
We box. No, we box. We can
Box. Fresh
we can
mediums, yeah?
box. Double stack though. Fuck. Yeah, you go. I'm
Hang
gonna
back,
leave it.
hang back.
Yeah, I'm hanging. We have
Bam taking
had
the
a
pits, bro?
safety car come out at a horrible time for us, because we had a very easy win in our hands, and now this has thrown in that little doubt. It's put doubt in our minds, and the strategy is a bit questionable, and we're gonna have to double stack in the pits, and our teammate gets held up a little bit in the box, which holds us up a little bit, but luckily it is looking like we are going to come out in P1 and 2, and Bad Boy he's come out on mediums. He forgot he had softs because Squally was wet, and he forgot to put on soft compounded tyres. But luckily, we've got Coffee in P4 who stayed out on the hard compound, who will hold up Deck and those cars behind. And there's a ghost of car behind us. And I'm just going to leave it to talk about our strategy here.
Yeah. No, not out the final cut now, because we can so use this ghost. You don't need to hang back too much. Just hopefully out the proper traction zone, out the left. He should be in, and we go.
Should we go as soon as the safety car comes in?
Yeah. Yeah, this is.
I'm right, bro. You tell me when to go.
This is good pace. It's just about when you hang back, so you need to just like keep this pace.
You tell me when to go.
Just hang back a little bit. No.
And we have timed that safety car to perfection, because Matthias has overtaken the ghosted car that was behind us, and I've been on the other end of this so many times that I know exactly how the ghost works in a safety car scenario, and he has overtaken the ghosted car, and if you look in the top left, he's picked up a 10-second time penalty. He has overtaken the car just because it goes so slowly. Because we went and we were in front, the AI car did not follow us, meaning that Matthias would have just had to sit and lose time to us, so he didn't want to do that. And him and Deck actually both overtook them. And they've been penalised because there's not a setting in the game to turn that off, which just it basically ruined their races, but it's actually given us a free win. We have timed that. I had to coach Bad Boy through what to do, because he didn't know what he was doing. So I just had to make sure that we went as early as possible, and as soon as the safety car went in, to gain us as much time as possible and give us the win. And the funniest thing about that is that the league has actually implemented a rule now that we all have to let the AI car through, because I used it to my advantage and we used it perfectly, that they actually made a rule and banned that sort of happening. So now everyone has to let the AI car through on the safety car, whether that's driving off track, so that everyone's kind of got an equal chance, and it's not going to ruin anyone's races. But we aren't going to get penalised for that, even though it is now a new rule. We'll get penalised in the future if we do this. But as of right now, we've played the rules perfectly. We've played the game to the best of my knowledge, and it's lap 29. I've got the fastest lap. I'm on the softs. Bad Boy said he actually will let me have the race win, which he says that, but realistically, I was probably going to overtake anyway. But we're on to the final overtaking opportunity, and we're just going to burn the battery. I want a fastest lap. We have went yellow in the first sector, but we're just going to burn absolutely everything. He's going to leave the door open. We're going to fly through, and we're under absolutely no threat from anyone behind, which is just incredible. We've played this so well. This is one of the best races, maybe even the best race of my life. This is just the best race I've ever done. Starting from last, making it all the way into P1, and the fact that my teammate's here as well. We've got a 1-2, which is just absolutely incredible. And you're about to hear what it means to cross the line as race Jeez, man, come on.
Oh my god, bro, we made all fucking season for this shit.
What a fucking race. Come on,
holy
man.
Shit, man.
Come on, man. That's so big. Finally, we did all of that so fucking well. All of it, man. My hand has been cramped since lap 8. I'm in so much pain.
Yes, bro.
Oh, come on. Come on, man. Oh, good shit.
Fucking beautiful.
Oh, that's actually huge, man.
Everything was thrown at us that race as well, to be fair, you know.
From last as well.
After 7 months as teammates in this league, me and Bad Boy have been trying to get a result like this for 6 or 7 months, and we've just not been able to get anything close to this. And finally, we've managed to get it all together, and we've managed to have an absolutely flawless win. 1-2 for Williams, and that helps us out in the constructor standings to get P6 as a team, which is huge considering we were last earlier on in the season. We've just done so well. That is definitely my best race ever. P17 to P1, and it's a 1-2 for Williams. We've just done that so well. No one crashed, in our team anyway, and we managed to play the safety car beautifully. It's all went well, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.